Good morning, good evening, good day, everybody. My name is Jason Weiss, and I am the host of the Ask Jason Weiss show. We are back. We are back with a vengeance. And today I have with me Tova, who's been on the show before. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about today is a fun, creative approach to simple, delicious meals, specifically for college students. Why for college students? But before I get into that, let me put my disclaimer. Yes, I am an attorney. Yes, I go ahead and give legal advice. But on the show today and on all shows, nothing is legal advice. Should you need legal advice, financial advice, or any type of advice, consult an attorney, an accountant, or a doctor directly. And nothing today is for that. Today we're educational purposes only, and we're talking about food. Now, one of the reasons we're talking about food is our son, Logan, who's been on the show in the past. He is up in college, 3 weeks in, loving it, so excited, so happy. And that's why I have this. It's complicated, and I'll get into that in a little while. But he's calling mom and saying, I only have limited time. I only have, I have class, I have this, I have that. I don't want to, Uber Eats every day because, you guys will get mad at me, how expensive it is. So one of the things that Tova's been working on with Logan is how to meal prep, meaning let's get ahead, right? You have time on a Saturday or a Friday or a Thursday where you get out of class early. You can take that time and prepare yourself for 3-4 meals of something plain and simple. So we're going to do that today. So today we're going to talk about let's college cook with Tova.
Hi, nice to see you. So what we're going to do is we are going to do 3 different ways of using ground beef. Everybody in our household likes some sort of ground meat. Madison likes chicken. Logan prefers beef. So since we're talking, since he's in college, we're going to do beef. So we're going to do 3 different methods. One for today, and then one for tomorrow, one for the next day, whatever, that they can all sit. So I have ground beef here. I did.
And is there any type of ground beef that we're getting?
It doesn't matter. Whatever's in.
This is just called ground round.
Right.
And look, it's 85% lean, 15% fat. If you're watching your diet, you're trying to protein up, you're trying to do all that, you could talk with somebody that knows. Like we've had Chef Michael on the show before, or weight trainers. They'll tell you what to do, but it's not going to change. The concept is going to be the same.
Right. And in the meantime, I went ahead and I got a couple of ears of corn and I put them in the microwave. I tried this for the first time today because kids are on limited, supplies and what they can use. Maybe they can only go into the kitchen in their dorm once a week. If they have corn right here, if they have a microwave in the room, it gives them more options to only go to the kitchen one time to get a few different things prepared.
Right. So she literally bought a 4-pack. It's the ears of corn. And what she did is she stuck them in the microwave for how long?
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. She originally tried 3 minutes. But look, cooking is like the practice of medicine and the practice of law, right? It's called a practice for a reason. So she went ahead, she tried for 3 minutes. It needed a little something more. She added another 30 seconds, and voila, we had the right thing. So Tova right now is just in an empty pot. She is just cooking the ground beef. It is on a medium to high setting.
Yeah, and we just want to cook it so that it's all the way brown. I did about a little over 2 pounds to get it through a few different meals.
Okay, so 2 pounds of meat and 2 ears of corn so far.
Right.
And I will say it's complicated for a reason. You can find these shirts online that we're selling them. What's complicated is we are now, and I never thought I would say this in a million years, we are a Gators, Canes, and Seminole family. I went to the University of Florida. Tova went to the University of Florida. That's where we met. I then went to the University of Miami and was enrolled as a law school student and graduated as a law school student. Tova was an unofficial law school student because she was there with me the entire time. And now Logan is at Florida State. So as of the live filming of this, we are all 1-0. Florida State showed Alabama who's who. Miami showed Notre Dame who is who. And if Florida would have lost to LIU, we would have all cried and packed it in for the week and the rest of the season. So right now, we're happy. We're all 1-0. We can all get along. And in a month from now, it'll be Miami versus Florida State. And we're not going to talk about that on the show. But again, what we are talking about is college kids who not only have a little bit of a budget, but also have to figure out their time. So right now, she is cooking the ground beef in a pot. And the tip that I learned from her is that you make sure there is no red or pink still left in it. Everything has to be a nice brown. And once the nice brown is there, then I'm sure she will come in and show us what's next steps. Any of the ingredients she uses are 100% recommendations. We don't eat spice, I don't eat spicy, so she probably won't add things that I can't eat. And the beautiful part for this is that Tova is actually going out of town this weekend, and I will now have at least 3 meals so that I can fend for myself. I eat, but I can eat healthy, so that's all good. So right now we've got the
I was going to bring it over.
Okay, we're having meat being brought over.
All right, so we've got the ground beef, nicely browned.
There's a piece of pink right there.
I know, that's okay.
She's going to keep doing that up because we don't want anybody getting E. coli or salmonella or me vomiting while she's gone. But that would be a good excuse for her to come home early. So anyway.
Okay, so the 3 different things that we're going to do is we're going to make a pasta. We're going to make a Mexican-inspired concoction, as well as like a barbecue mix. So for kids, it's easy to buy these little pouches. So this is a rice one. This is a pasta one. They're already cooked. And all you have to do is microwave them. You follow the instructions. One is for 90 seconds. One is for 60 seconds. And it makes it so that they don't have cleanup, as well as it's quick and easy to make. So again, if they're in the kitchen only one time a week, then they're really going to have one pot. They're not going to need multiple pots to boil the water, make the rice, make the pasta. Some kids might have a rice cooker. I mean, that would be great. But our son doesn't.
Right. Well, no, he has a rice cooker.
His roommate has a rice cooker.
Right, that he can use,
Right.
and it seems to be something that's neat, and he's allowed to use it. But, when we went to college and where we lived, there was a central kitchen for the entire floor. So, admittedly, I would probably cook once a week. I would cook on a Sunday. I would make pasta, and I would make a little bit of meat sauce, and then I would go ahead and open up a can of tuna, and not with the meat sauce, separate meals.
That would be gross.
Yeah, but I made pasta with tuna. I made pasta with meat sauce. I made pasta with. I would go down to the convenience store and buy like chicken nuggets and throw that in. So those were meals, and they were good because I was on a budget for what I was allowed to spend for food, and it was good because I got 3 meals in, for virtually dirt cheap, and it was great. And the timing was even better because I would come home from class and then I'd have to go out to an intramural football game or something like that, or go to work. I would be able to scarf it down or take it with me. One of the things that Tova and Logan thought ahead about was they went to either Sam's, Costco, or BJ's, one of the big wholesalers. You can get it at Walmart, but they bought a lot of these, pre-measured out bowls so that you could put them in and put them in your refrigerator. You also want to keep track of the type of space that you have. If you have a small fridge, you're not going to be able to store a lot. You're not going to be able to freeze things. So these are all things that you would adapt, but the concept is the same across the board. So now we have nice brown, no pink meat.
Okay.
And
what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a third and put it into one bowl. And then I'm going to take,
Go ahead. I was
I'm
going to say,
take
just
about
tell me when you
another-
want things microwaved.
okay, you can go ahead and microwave that.
Okay. Woo-hoo.
I'm going to take a third and put it into another bowl. You just like rip the top a little bit.
I'm reading the instructions.
You're reading the instructions.
It says open, knead the pouch. I need you pouch. Okay. Microwave for 60 seconds.
That's it.
Yep, that's what it says.
Okay, and then the rest of the meat, I got a package of taco seasoning. It's hard to see. You use whatever flavor you like. We like Old El Paso, original. And then since this needs to kind of simmer with the meat too, I'm leaving about a third of the meat in the pot so that I could put it back on the stove. If I could open it.
Oh, that's me. I can do that.
I need scissors.
I got it. I'll take care of that.
All right. More, thank you.
And you'll just
All
let
right.
me know when you
Thank
want
you.
the rice.
Okay. All right, so I'm putting that in, and then my lovely assistant will get a little bit of water and put it in the pouch too, about halfway. And then we'll pour that in as well, just so it's nice and liquidy, because we're going to be adding other stuff to it. And then we're going to put that back on the stove to simmer just a little bit while we do the rest of our prep work. All right, so Jason did one of the pastas, and then easiest thing we're gonna do is take a small jar of whatever pasta sauce you like, and we're gonna pour it in with the meat. And we're gonna you could do this. Pour the sauce in.
How much sauce?
I would do all of it.
Okay.
It's a small jar. We can always add a second pouch of pasta if needed.
That's most of it. I'm not a bit. Remember, you're cooking this for me, and I'm not a
That
huge
is true.
saucy
Oh,
person.
sorry. We need a spoon. Stir it up.
Like this?
Sure.
Okay.
And that is option number one.
And that was pretty easy.
Really easy. And this amount, if you are a regular person, would probably be 2 meals. If you are our son, you would cover it with mozzarella cheese and eat the whole bowl.
Correct.
For one meal.
And again, like we're saying, that is, something that's your taste preference, right? You like ragu as opposed to Rayo's, use ragu. You like cheese, which I don't eat cheese, add cheese to it. You want to add some other type of seasoning, like chili peppers and chili pepper flakes, go ahead and do that. So again, this is one. The only recommendation I would make is let it sit a little bit before you eat it, and let it sit a little bit before you put it in containers in the refrigerator. But for me, that's 2 meals.
Right.
And then one of the other things, unfortunately, they're not quite ready for yet, is I have all the chili peppers, which we could flake up and put over it and spice it up a little bit.
Right. All right. Now, working on option number 2, Jason's going to go ahead and get the rice ready.
Okay, squeeze pouch to separate the rice, tear on both sides, and put it in for 90 seconds. So that's what I'm going to be doing now.
I'm going to get a can of black beans. I'm having difficulty showing in the right spot. Sorry about that. We like this brand, El Ebro. You can use whatever beans you want, black beans, red beans, no beans. I'm going to drain a bunch of the liquid.
I learned that trick when I was talking about tuna. You take the lid off, you keep it on, you hold it, and you turn it upside down. And so basically, kind of like this. So you put it in, you push down, you pour the liquid into the sink, and then you have the top. For anybody that's watching, please be extremely careful about cutting yourself on the can, because we want to make sure, been there as well, do not use a tip of the knife to break, so be very careful, which I was very careful, and if I broke it, I would have had to replace it. So
yes.
So now we are good.
Right. So now I'm going to take the can of beans. I'm going to put it in the meat mixture with the taco seasoning. Mix that up.
So we got the meat with the. Whoa.
I know. It's
Sorry about that.
It's hard to.
Nope, but we got it. We see it.
All right. All right. So we'll do that, and while the rice is in the microwave, and while that is still simmering, we're going to take the corn and cut it off the cob. So again, I microwaved it 3.5 minutes. It's nicely cooked. And when you take the husk off, you have to take the corn silk off because you don't want to be eating that. It's not very tasty.
Use it for dental floss.
You can. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, but you can.
Not endorsed.
So then, I guess I'll take
the plate.
The plate will work.
All right.
So
and here's a clean knife, not the same one we use for the beans.
And we're just going to hold it at the top. Since we let this cook a little while ago, it's nice and cool to the touch so that we can easily handle it.
Even though you can still see the smoke coming out where it's nice and hot.
Yep. So, and the corn adds like a nice little little bit of sweetness to the mixture. It also adds a little texture to it because you don't want everything to be so mushy with the ground beef and then rice, and then I'm not saying that rice is going to be mushy, but you know.
And the rice is done. I will go to the microwave and get it out.
Yep. So then we've got all the corn and the rice. I'm going to bring.
So here's the rice, nice and hot.
Yep. So then we're going to put the corn in. And then we'll pour the rice in.
So do that now?
Yep.
Oh, that's hot.
And then we'll mix it all together. Now what's nice about making the whole concoction rather than doing separate things is that the rice absorbs some of the liquid, which is why we had a little extra liquid and some of the flavor, and it makes a lot. So again, this is option number 2, and it lasts. You can put it in the fridge and you can, it'll last a few days in the fridge with taking a portion out and eating it. You can eat it just like this. You could you can get like tortillas and make a little burrito out of it. We've got,
and you can get some shredded rice, shredded cheese,
right.
Shredded lettuce.
Yeah,
again, add spices to it if that's what you prefer.
Right. We like a little bit. I made some guacamole yesterday. It's hard to see. For us, we just make it with. We take an avocado, a lime, and kosher salt, and we do a ratio of 1-to-1. So 1 avocado, 1 lime, and then just salt to taste. We find that is, pardon my mess, It just gives nice flavor. We don't like tomatoes, so we don't add tomatoes. I like cilantro, but nobody else does, so we don't add cilantro.
I like onion. Not everybody else does, so we
Right.
don't add the onion. But again, these are all just things that can go on a top. You can make it on a bowl. You can make it on top of lettuce. You could use the tortilla shells.
Yep.
So
even chips, you can make
Right.
use it like a dip, and
Correct.
you can.
So this, again, we're starting with 2 pounds of ground beef. We've now got at least 1, 2 from the pasta. This is 2 to 3 meals here.
Yeah.
So now you have 4 meals, and we're 20 minutes into cooking, and this is all good stuff, and it's healthy.
Right.
And talking about good stuff and healthy, what we're going to do is we're going to run to a quick commercial, unless
Sounds
you've
good.
got something else
For right
with this.
No.
All right, so we're going to run to a quick commercial to thank our sponsors, and then we'll be right back to talk about the 2 concoctions that we've made, and number 3 on its way. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ask Jason Weiss show. I admit, you got me. I dove right into that pasta with the meat sauce, and it is delicious. And as much as it's going to suck for Tova to go away for a couple days, at least I know I'm going to be eating like a champ. So again, I'm Jason Weiss, the host of your Ask Jason Weiss show. Anything I talk about today is not legal advice, financial advice. If you need any of that, please consult an attorney, an accountant, or someone else directly. And today we are talking about that we are going to work on some college meal prep. Again, our son is at Florida State, who spanked Alabama. Woo, 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 woo. Never thought I'd say that. But anyway,
Alabama loses
right.
is a good thing.
I mean, Florida Gator fans don't like Alabama. So anyway, so we've got pasta, which was done with red sauce, probably about 2 meals worth of food, unless you've got a big appetite like Logan. And then we have the second concoction, which is back on the stove, which was beans, rice, meat, and corn. And that made at least 2 meals and probably a good snack or a dip. Now, you said you would use it as a dip or a scoop. Is there something you would add to that, or would you add that to something else?
I would add, some sour cream on top. Like if you were to lay it out, I would do maybe some sort of salsa or like taco sauce, and then some cheese and some sour cream, some guacamole, depending on what you like, some jalapenos, just anything. It's a good base to get things started.
All right, so we've got that. We've got 4 meals and a snack, let's say, so far. 2 pounds of ground beef so far, a pouch of pasta, a pouch of rice, a 4-pack of corn, which you only needed 2, and a seasoning mix for tacos.
Right.
Now we're on to concoction number 3.
Right. This one is, when we were younger, we used to like to do we would call it a sloppy joe, even though it really wasn't a sloppy joe. We would just take ground meat. We haven't seasoned it or anything. You could put salt, you can put pepper, garlic, whatever you want in it to, add a little flavor. But really, we just add barbecue sauce. And if we just mix the barbecue in, and that's really.
There's a fork right there.
Yeah, I need that first.
Okay. So she gave 2 to 3 good squirts of barbecue sauce.
We're just going to mix it and see if it needs more. I think it probably does need more.
We personally like Sweet Baby Ray's. Shout out to them, but you can use whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Just make it a flavor that you like with meat. Some people like certain flavors with chicken or with this or that. So something you enjoy with meat.
Yeah, just so, it's covered. And, that's all the flavor you really need. So you can do this, and if you have a hamburger bun or something, you can make a little sandwich out of it. I would put like some like crispy onion string, like the pack of like the crispy onion, the French's. You could put that on it. I put pickles on it. So, but today, if you're already in the kitchen and you've got this made up, we used to go to a restaurant, a barbecue restaurant in Atlanta called JR's, and they have barbecue omelets. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a mock barbecue. So it's not like it's a pulled pork or anything, but it will taste just as good. So I've got some eggs, and I'm going to make a little omelet, and we're going to put it in the omelet.
So then you have, some of the loose meat for like what they would call a loose meat sandwich, or we call them sloppy joes.
Yep.
You could do that. And then, if you've had enough, or you want to change it up, or you want some texture or something to change. So right now what she's doing is cracking, that's one egg, a second egg.
And there wants some shell.
We won't film how you scoop it out with.
No,
it's all good. You're scooping it out with the other side of the shell, so it's all good. That little trick.
Yep.
And egg number 3. Mm-hmm. I know, Vader. I know. So we have our friendly neighborhood Vader. Hey, Vader, say hi to the camera. So anytime Tova's in the kitchen, he knows that he's going to get some sort of scraps. So he's a happy boy. I will share with him a piece of the pasta.
There you go. We beat up the eggs really nicely. And then we've got one more pan.
So right now your cleanup consists of 2 pans, a plate, a bowl, and a couple of forks. And you don't have to put the things into bowls like this if you come prepared, like I said, and have your individual containers. You can put them in the individual containers, and that's 3 less things to clean up.
Right.
She puts a little non-stick for the eggs, so we use the Pam brand. Use whatever works for you.
And then, like I said, I figured since we're already in the kitchen, you're not going to want to go back and make eggs, so this is a good time to do an egg dish. Eggs are high in protein, they taste delicious.
And they're kind of easy to make, and now that the egg prices, I'm not going to say are reasonable, but have drastically come down, eggs are something that everybody can eat and enjoy.
Back to being a little more affordable.
And Mr. Vader is right here saying that hello guys, you're cooking, and I'm in mommy's way, which is where I should be.
Yes. So we're gonna scramble up the eggs a little bit, put a little salt.
Kosher salt is a key ingredient in this house.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Just for them to cook.
Okay. So we're cooking the eggs. So again, this is just meal prep that you could do at home, meal prep that you could do anywhere you want. But again, it's quick, it's easy, it's economical, and it's something that college students and working people and whatever else, it's living on a budget of time and money. It's all easy stuff. You can always go ahead and modify it, make it a little bit more. You could use different ground beef. You could use, Tova mentioned pulled pork. You could do pulled pork instead. You could do chicken. You could do ground turkey. Whatever it is. This is just ideas. And one of the things that I'm going to give Tova and Logan credit for before Logan left, he spent the last 4 or 5 weeks walking through different recipes with Tova. And one of the good things for Logan is that he actually has a full kitchen in his place so that he can go in and he can cook. And it's funny because he said a couple of times now, hey, I'm walking across the street to Publix with this roommate or this friend or this individual because I made this for dinner last night and they loved it and they want to know how. So it's a great thing. And, Tova taking the time to do that and to also think ahead on the disposable things, the 2 pots, a couple of spoons. You don't need a whole kitchen set, but 2 or 3 pots to make this. So again, this is something on a budget, and if you're logged in with space and logged in with time and all of that. So it looks like the egg is finished.
Yeah, it's not very omelette-y looking, but that's okay. It's going to taste the same. So we're going to just put the egg on the plate and top it with the barbecue meat. Lots of protein for those that are, looking for protein-rich meals. So,
and again, I mean, you can see that's 3 eggs. That's a ton of beef. And just show the bowl. There's still a ton left that you could. That's easily.
That's a good sandwich.
That's 2 sandwiches.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah.
And then you can add onions. You can add lettuce. You can add whatever it is that you want.
Coleslaw, pickles, whatever.
There you go. Coleslaw, pickles, hot sauce, chalupa, my chili peppers. You can break them up and sprinkle them on. If you grow your own chili peppers, and if you do that, take it from me. I learned it the very, 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 very hard way. That if you cut it up, even if you wash your hair, your baby daughter's hair, take a shower and clean your hands, and then go ahead and try to take out your contact lens, it's still going to burn. I am not a doctor. I do not give medical advice, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn last night, but a shot glass of milk on my eye and blinking it out took away the pain immediately. Back to more important things, food.
All right, here you go.
Oh, wow. I get to taste it.
Yep.
Cool. That's in case it's not good, then, it's on me. And my life insurance kicks in.
Exactly.
You're giving JRs a run for the money. That's good. I am going to
share a little bit of that.
Share a little piece of the egg with Mr. Vader. And that's what you got. So, look, plain, simple, easy way to do it. And, lots of food. Look, food programs are great and all of this, but sometimes the kids, they want to cook for themselves. They want that little bit of independence. And this is a great way of doing it. I mean, this whole meal, what would you guess it costs between the barbecue sauce and everything else? $30, $40?
Yeah, about
$40 for at least 6 meals. I'm not a math major, but that's what is that? $20 for 3 meals. So that's $7 a meal.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go eat for $7 a meal? Nowhere.
Right.
So that's one of the things you could do. Again, kosher salt, not just normal salt. It's a little bit more. The barbecue sauce you like. If you grow avocados like I do, you can go out in the yard and get them, but you still need limes and lime juice. And these are all the little things, to do to help yourself, help your college student, and help others.
Right. Plus, if they're using stuff that you might use at home, it might give them a little taste of home. Which
is key. And again, it might also make him or her, an instant fan favorite, where everybody else will go to the store and buy all the ingredients and say, I paid for it, you cook it, and this one will clean it. Thank you, Cece, that it looks yummy. We appreciate that. And again, that's one of the things that we had here. My mom lived with us for a little while, and it was great. Tova would do all the cooking. Mattis and I would take turns setting the table, clearing the table, and wiping it down. And my mother would say, all right, everybody out of my kitchen. It's time for me to have water play. So it was a great thing, and we all enjoyed it, and it was healthy. Any other tips as somebody who just helped our son move into a room, anything that was a last minute scramble, or was there anything that you were like super excited that you didn't have to run to the store because you already thought about it? And I apologize. Penny is the newest addition to the family, and she's a little jealous because she was not on the show. So Penny, say hello to all the viewers. You and your little legs. I got little legs. And we are on the show, as my daughter is probably laughing as she's watching this because of Penny. So like I said, was there anything that when you got up to school and you said, oh man, I wish we would have thought of this, or I'm glad we had this because the stores were out of it.
Like
In general.
Just in general. Oh, so what we did do is he definitely didn't have enough storage. So the one thing that I did thinking ahead of time was I went on my Target app and I pre-ordered storage bins for pickup because college towns don't, they run out of stuff. So that was a huge lifesaver. And we also went to a Target that was further out than the one right by campus.
Right.
So it was sitting they were waiting for us in case we needed it. And if we didn't need it, we could have just returned it right there. So that was big.
And the other thing that was big, and we learned this the not hard way, but we learned it by just a little bit more effort. We wanted him to have a refrigerator in his room, something that would stand and hold drinks and hold, I don't know, whatever it was.
Like his smart waters, his energy drinks.
Primarily his drinks that, he didn't want to put out in the open for anybody else to share. We actually ordered it on Best Buy. We picked it up here in South Florida, and then we were going to throw it in the car when we were moving up. And we saw how much room it would take, and you had to stand it up. So what we did was we just ordered it. We had it waiting for us at Best Buy. They got up there on a Thursday. They picked it up on Friday, and it was installed and working by Friday afternoon. So thinking ahead for that was extremely helpful. Little things like a bin of what you need first, right? Logan was fortunate. He's the first person to move into this apartment, in this room. So he didn't have to clean up after somebody else. But, still, there was dust and there was paint and there was hairballs and whatever it is. So Tova had a broom ready to go. She had a box of Band-Aids and cleaning supplies and dish rags and paper towels and toilet paper. We had all of that delivered afterwards, but at least we had a pack of toilet paper, a couple rolls of paper towels. So we actually were able to think ahead, and they were in these clear containers that it's right there, and it was very accessible. So, look, college leaving is stressful. It's emotional. It is, look, we spent 18 years preparing this young man to go out into the world and take on the world, which we know he's going to do. But, you're never ready for it. But this at least makes it easier. And we're fortunate because, Logan, if you're watching, surprise, we're coming up to see you. No, I am kidding. We are going to go see him, of course, and we're not just going to spring it on him, or maybe we will. But we can get in the car and go see Logan, and that's a massive benefit to us, and that makes us that much happier. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank everybody for listening. If anybody needs any type of recipe or tipping or cooking tips, or you want any other advice, you can reach Tova at tova@jswlawyer.com. tova@jswlawyer.com. You can always get through to me at jason@jswlawyer.com. You can call the office 954-573-2800, and you can always check out my website, askjasonweiss.com, where it can take you to the book that you could purchase, or you can reach out to me directly and say, I want a book, and I will get you a book. I will autograph it. I will send it to you, and I'd be more than happy to. And the only thing missing on all of this is the cup of coffee to go with that delicious omelet. So if you need coffee, reach out, because I just finished roasting a batch and I am ready to go. And despite coffee prices going up, mine haven't. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Thank you, Tova, for this deliciousness. Thank you also for preparing 6 meals for me, even though you're only going to be gone a total of like 48 hours. But now I have 6 meals, and when I see everybody on the show in 2 weeks, I'll be 20 pounds heavier. Thank you for CC and all of the support. Thank you for the new streamingnetwork.com. I'm Jason Weiss. This is Tova Weiss. This is Vader Weiss. And we all thank you for being here today. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.